Good morning to you all, dear speakers, dear colleagues. Welcome to the European Parliament. It is truly a pleasure to open this first edition of the EU Parliamentary Democracy Forum. We launched this forum as a shared space for reconnecting, for reassessing and strengthening our democracies, a mission that has never been more urgent. And looking around this room and seeing such an impressive turnout, I know I'm not alone in that belief. Today we have 600 participants from 22 countries, including many representatives of national parliaments sitting alongside our colleagues here, members of the European Parliament. Thank you for being here and for your commitment to addressing our common issues. Every morning we wake up to headlines that remind us just how fragile democracy really is. War on our continent rages on. Geopolitical pressures continue to grow. And freedoms that we thought were permanent are increasingly tested. Meanwhile, disinformation continues to twist our shared reality. And most worryingly, more and more people across our continent are questioning whether democracy still works, whether to vote, whether democracy is worth the effort. Now, our answer to those questions can only be a strong, emphatic yes. As elected representatives, it is up to us collectively to prove that our European democratic way can still deliver for them. It is true we need to strengthen the integrity of our processes and systems. I will speak more about that later. But that does not replace the responsibility that we all share to meet people's expectations. Thank you, Lucas. That is ultimately what we need more of, and this is what the European Parliament's simplification agenda is about. We also need to increase formal and informal links between this European Parliament and your national parliaments on legislation, on best practices, and on our shared support for Ukraine. We have with us here many vice presidents, of whom Esteban González Pons and Caterina Barley are in charge also of national parliaments together with me. And I am particularly proud that this House has brought together 160 parliaments in support of the Verkhovna Rada. So thank you all for really supporting our colleagues, our brothers and sisters who are fighting for their freedom. Too often, dear friends and colleagues, the conversation tends to slip into a pattern where Brussels and Strasbourg is blamed for what goes wrong. But the reality, we know, is far more complex than that. It is true there have been moments when we have moved too far, too fast. And perhaps elsewhere, too slow or not at all. But this is a new legislature. We have new drive, a new focus. We have listened, we have consulted the people affected, and we have adjusted accordingly. The vote here last week on cutting back on certain corporate reporting requirements is a clear example of that. Now, we know that this will only work if we pull in the same direction. As Europe representatives at a national level, you are democracy's first line of defense. You understand better than anyone what's happening on the ground. But more than that, you know how best to react. Søren Gade, my colleague speaker of the Danish Parliament, and I just finished a conversation about justice. Because your institutions have so much expertise and knowledge that we can all learn from. And your experiences, your perspectives, your ideas are crucial to building those shared solutions that Europe needs. As President of this House, together with my fellow members of the European Parliament, we have made it our mission to burst through the so-called Brussels and Strasbourg bubbles and bring people closer to the people that we represent. And we need more people, not just to get involved and to vote, but to run for office and to help share and shape our union. We're working hard to make that path to participation easier for everyone. I'm proud that last week our members voted by an overwhelming majority in favour of voluntary proxy voting for pregnant members of the European Parliament and those who have just given birth. Thank you. We will soon, first we will ask the Danish presidency to help us get it through Council, but then we will turn to you. We will ask your national parliaments for ratification of this reform because it requires you as it is part of the Electoral Act. And I hope I can rely on your support on this very, very important matter that will revolutionise the way we work in this Parliament because we are doing something that has not been possible for 46 years. Rebuilding public belief in democracy means not just raising participation levels, but also effectively countering foreign interference and disinformation, the kind that fuels anger in our populations, that divides our democracies and weakens public trust in elections, institutions, even in each other. The European Parliament is already playing its part in this effort. At the start of our legislative term, we established a special committee on the European Democracy Shield to strengthen our collective resilience. And we welcome the Commission's recent proposals to protect independent media, support civil society and shore up institutions. And this House stands very ready to take these initiatives forward. Defending democracy also means planning for tomorrow. The technological revolution and the rise of artificial intelligence are already shaping our democracies, and we must face facts. Social media platforms are now where younger generations, first-time voters, but not only, primarily take part in politics. This means we must be better. We must get better at reaching out to them where they are, wherever they are on those platforms, supporting positive political engagement while combating polarization. I had the occasion to be able to discuss with the Speaker of the Portuguese Parliament, José Pedro Aguiar Branco, who is here with us today, yesterday, who said, I'm going to steal your quote, I have to say, José, parliaments are not the cause, but they are the consequence. And this Parliament shows that as well. And we need to navigate. I have many colleagues here who are going through a very big realization that we need to do more to combat polarization, to fight populism, to counter narratives that seek to destroy. Now, what I did today, I have outlined a lot of challenges, and I'm sure we will be discussing many more throughout today. But I would not be speaking to you today if I did not think that we are capable of addressing those threats. Our democracies have the potential to keep up with the pace of change and to protect and deliver for our citizens. We have done it before, and we can do it again. But to get there, we need more connection, we need more action, we need more ambition at every level. This is how we restore trust in Europe, how we rebuild the promise of democracy, and how we establish a stronger, safer, and more resilient future. Thank you once again for being here in such big numbers. Thank you for all the work you are doing today and every day. Now let's work hard. Thank you.